Hey, Dan, some of your teammates, Ben Roethlisberger in particular, talked about you getting that ankle injury early in the Cleveland game and fighting through it. What are your thoughts on the need to play hurt? And do you think you impressed a lot of guys with your performance in that game and maybe solidified yourself as the guy at that position?
I mean, playing hurt in this business is kind of what you do. I was taught at a young age, you can't play injured, but you can play hurt. And I think in that instance, I was hurt. And it was an injury that I felt like I could battle through, and I did. As far as solidifying myself in that position, I think I performed well, obviously given circumstances, especially with the ankle injury. And I mean, that's all I can say about that.
Thanks.
Let's go to next up. We'll go to Will Graves. Will?
Dan, I mean, how would you describe this season? I'm sure when they drafted you, you didn't necessarily envision you would be the starting left tackle week one. I mean, just sort of what was the season like? And I think, you know, Pat said yesterday, and Frymer said, man, it was a lot of games, man, a lot of football. And I'm wondering if there was a time this year where it felt like maybe it was almost too much football.
It was definitely a lot of football. I will say from the moment I was drafted, I was kind of prompted and told like, hey, this could be happening. So I don't want to leave you out of the loop. Just be ready. So I kind of went in with the mindset that, I mean, hey, I could be in this thing starting day one. So that was kind of my motion going in. And yeah, it was definitely a lot of football, but I wouldn't say it was too much football. It was always a pleasure coming in the building, being around the guys. Coming to work was always fun, man. It really was.
Brooke Pryor.
Yeah, Dan, I know that with Coach Clem leaving, there is an opening at offensive line coach, and Chris Morgan was kind of the interim coach there for the last couple of weeks. What did he do with you guys that worked well, and what do you kind of hope maybe happens there at the position? I know that's obviously above your pay grade and everything, but do you feel like he showed something that you guys can build on in the future?
Most definitely. Simo knows this offense is incredibly well. He's a teacher, he's a leader. I think we bonded really well when we had the switch. Obviously, change is not easy, especially at that time in the season. But I think all the guys did a really good job of buying in, and I think Simo did a great job of leading us. And I would be more than happy to have him here as our O-line coach.
Tim Benz.
And next year, for year two under Matt Canada as the offensive coordinator, is the next step, the next evolution of the offense, perhaps in the passing game anyway, allowing more time for the receivers to get open, maybe extending the route tree a little bit, like beyond the sticks on third downs. Is that the next step? And can the offensive line help in that regard by keeping whoever the quarterback is clean on those third down situations?
Well, I can't speak for route tree. I can't speak for any of that. But as far as keeping the quarterback clean, we're more than capable of doing that.
Jeff Athorn.
Hey, Dan, what did you learn about how your skills fit in the NFL, and how valuable will this season be to you going forward?
I learned that I can maintain in this league, that I can play through a full season. I learned that I can perform in this season, in this league, and block really, really good defensive ends. And I think in the long run, it's going to help me. Being thrown in the fire this year, like I said earlier, it was something that I kind of prepared myself for. And now I have that first year under my belt. Hopefully, just talking to a lot of the guys, a lot of the vets, that difference from the game slowing down from year one to year two, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And now knowing what I have to work on from a technical standpoint this offseason, getting in the weight room, definitely looking forward to that as well, building on my craft.
Brian Backo.
Dan, how would you kind of evaluate the whole O-line's play this year? I mean, Najee got to over 1,000 yards, but I think you guys were 29th in rushing. Ben had the least amount of time in the pocket. Just when you take it all together with all the young guys and the moving pieces, how would you assess it?
It was a lot of moving pieces. I mean, we're a very young group, and it wasn't easy for us, definitely. But I think one thing I will say is the group fought. We never gave up. We always fought to the end. And I think that's something that our coaches appreciated, we appreciated, and our team appreciated.
Nick Faribaugh.
Yeah, Dan, when you look at your season overall, I guess coming out of this, what do you think technically? You talked about the technical improvements. What technically do you look to improve upon? And also, I know last year you trained with Duke Manyweather. Are you planning to do that again this offseason?
I do plan to train with Duke. And from a technical standpoint, hand placement, that could be a pass pro and the run game. Functional strength, what I mean by functional strength is it's not all about how much you can bench or squat in the weight room. It's about making that translate on the field and be able to put your body in positions to use that strength on the field. I would say those are probably the two most key pieces that I need to focus on this offseason.
Noah Strackbean.
Hey, Dan, how close, I know all season you guys said that you guys were pretty close, but how close did you and Kendrick grow this season? And do you guys have plans to work together this offseason as well?
Yeah, me and Kendrick are like brothers, man. We're extremely close. We're always together. And yeah, we definitely do have some plans to be together and work together this offseason, for sure.
Got time for a few follow-ups. Brian Backo.
Yeah, Dan, Ben said a couple weeks ago, I think on a radio interview, that you're the left tackle of the future for this team. How do you sort of balance being happy that he said that versus, I can't take something like that for granted and I need to keep working with a chip on my shoulder?
Definitely. I take it as a challenge. I take it as I can't get complacent. I need to come out here and do what I need to do this offseason and bring in that wow factor next year to the coaching staff and to the team.
And then we'll wrap it up, if nothing else, with Jeff Hathorn.
Dan, Dwayne or Mason could be the starting quarterback next year. You work with them for this year. What can you tell fans about working with each of those two guys?
Both of those guys, extremely smart, extremely competitive. No doubt in my mind that whoever gets that starting job will be more than capable of being the quarterback for this team.